வணக்கம் நேயர்களே, இன்றைய சிறப்பு நேர்காணல் நிகழ்ச்சிக்கு உங்களை வரவேற்பதில் மிக்க மகிழ்ச்சி. இந்த நேர்காணலில் நம்மிடையே டெல்லி அரசியல் முதல் ஒட்டுமொத்த இந்திய அரசியல் வரை அனைவருக்கும் அறிமுகமான ஒரு விருந்தினர் தான் நம்மிடையே இணைய இருக்கிறார்கள். இந்தியாவின் முதல் பெண் IPS அதிகாரி என்ற பெருமையை பெற்ற, அதற்கு பிறகு தற்போது புதுச்சேரியுடைய துணைநிலை ஆளுநராக இருக்கக்கூடிய டாக்டர் கிரண் பேடி அவர்கள் நம்மிடையே இணைந்திருக்கிறார். பல்வேறு கேள்விகளை அவரிடம் கேட்கலாம். இன்று அவருடன் உரையாடலாம். வணக்கம் மேம். As a Lieutenant Governor of Puducherry, you have completed about a little more than a year. So what, according to you, are the biggest achievements of the last 1 year? What do you think is the greatest thing that you have been able to achieve for Puducherry?
I think the biggest thing is I've connected Rajnivas with people. This is what I think. Connecting opened up the Rajnivas to people, children, women, seniors, NGOs, elders, common citizen. They are coming and visiting. They are stating their problems and grievances. So in a way, in short, I could say we've connected Rajnivas to a common person.
And the office of the governor with the...
Certainly, with the office of the governor.
People connect is the most important thing, according to you, that you have achieved. But the very same people connect is also being criticized upon by the Chief Minister himself of Puducherry. When the office of the governor has every right and every power to go ahead and issue orders, to ask questions, to investigate matters, why is there a necessity for the governor to appear in person? And a lot of the times on the roads for issues, at a medical counseling. Why is it necessary for her to be there is one of the key questions that is being asked.
I'm intervening. First of all, it's a public office. It's not an intelligence RAW or an IB office. It's a people office. It's a people's governor. It's not a ceremonial position. It's an administrator. That's why in many rules, LG is called an administrator.
Administrator, yes, yes.
So, administrator according to the need decides visibility, accessibility. That depends on administrator to administrator. I have a choice, act as a post office or intervene if there's an urgent matter.
You can always intervene. The question that is being asked is, intervention can be in the form of writing letters, in the form of ordering an inquiry, in the form of a transfer, a posting. All of these are interventions. But your interventions are extremely direct. You are there on the spot doing things. So when you were admonishing your officers in front of people or in front of media, isn't that seen as a sign of disrespect?
Show me one.
In the medical counseling, when you had gone to show seats, the idea is the tone that is being carried out is where you're directly admonishing officers in front of camera.
I think it's a matter of questioning or admonition. It's a matter of asking questions, asking clarifications, but if they're telling you a lie, you will pat them. Very well done.
No, but isn't there a procedure for the office of the governor to follow? Instead of doing it in front of the camera. I mean, action can always be taken against the officer.
Today, everything's before a camera. Today, what is hidden? What is hidden today?
But even in the very same medical counseling event that we are talking about, there was a video that went viral. A lot of people shared it, of you demanding Puducherry seats for Puducherry. But there, when the minister was on the phone with the official, there was an immediate call to say, call the minister. The tone that it was said in, and the way it was said, even the Chief Minister himself has criticized that, how can she just say, call the minister?
I wish the minister was there. I wouldn't have had this problem. Instead of you picking up this, call the minister, you're not focusing on what did I call him for.
I do understand. I do understand that you were there for a reason. But the point
Could you please explain the reason to the viewers?
No, I just said that you were demanding medical seats of Puducherry for Puducherry. I do understand. I just said that. The Chief Minister is calling this a very dictatorial approach.
I'm so sorry. Had he done it himself, I wouldn't have needed to go. I'm going only, it's as a last resort sometimes. This was a last resort. Last 2 days were left.
Okay.
There were weeks and weeks where the government had an opportunity to do their duty. It's only when things failed and when repeatedly students came to Rajnivas, as I told you in the open house, that is when I realized it's becoming, do I ask last 2 days, do I ask for a report? So we went to the spot. And at that time, I was told, could you please meet the students? Because the students are waiting to see you. Not knowing that there are all cameras around it.
So you did not know that there were cameras around?
I did not know who were. I thought this was a big, great group of students and they wanted a clarification. So when you are almost lying to before a lieutenant governor and the matter is being exposed, and then you are being intervened when you're talking and somebody saying something, we said, please call the minister here. This is his work. And if the minister would be with me, the problem will be solved.
The other issue that is being talked about widely is the appointment of 3 nominated MLAs to Puducherry. The accusation that is being given by the government of Puducherry, by the Chief Minister, is that the Cabinet and the Council of Ministers was not consulted before taking these names up or before their appointment.
My next question is, did the government of the day offer any nominations?
No, they did not.
I think that's the answer.
So if that is the case, wouldn't it have been better to go and ask them if they have names to when the decision has been taken to appoint MLAs? Why not consult the government in power?
The question here is, for full 1 year, they did not send any nomination. The government of India has the power to nominate. They nominated. I appointed, finished, and when these people were nominated, when they went, matter was notified. It was gazetted. Then they went to the Honorable Speaker. The Honorable Speaker said, we'll decide when we will give the oath. They were given no confirmed date when would they be delivered the oath. They came and complained in writing. They gave me a complaint in writing. And then they said, ma'am, we do not know if ever the oath will be taken. There was a lot of law and order issues coming up. Then I asked them, are you ready? You want me to deliver the oath, because there's always an auspicious time for an oath, right? So I said, are you ready? Do you have an auspicious time? They said, yes. This half an hour we have, if you deliver the oath to us, and you are entitled. And of course, I had the power to deliver the oath.
So the oath was delivered at 8 p.m. at the office of the governor.
7:35 something.
7:35.
It had to be finished by a certain time.
So the only reason it was done at that particular hour was because it was an auspicious time for
as per their saying, as per their request.
I do understand if an MLA, if somebody who is going to become an MLA is really concerned about an auspicious time, I do understand, but from his point of view. But from the Lieutenant Governor's point of view, is that a good enough reason to swear them in at 7:30 without any ceremonies? Is that is that a valid reason for you to accept?
Where was the question of a ceremony? Because they were being opposed completely.
So did the government of India consult the Lieutenant Governor?
Maybe they consulted even the Chief Minister.
No, the Chief Minister claims he was never consulted.
That's a claim.
So is the Chief Minister lying? So that's where we are coming to. The central government, if I'm not wrong, notified that these 3 people will be nominated MLAs of Puducherry on June 23rd. And the Puducherry Gazette publishes it, if I'm not wrong, only on July 4th. Why the delay?
It depends on the papers they receive. But to the best of my knowledge, I think the moment they received the papers, they notified. So they could have delayed notification. But once it's notified, that means the government, the Secretariat.
But doesn't the Lieutenant Governor have control over what is published on the Puducherry Gazette?
No, this paper didn't reach me direct. It reached them. The duty of Gazette is theirs, not mine.
No, but the Lieutenant Governor is the administrator of
Nothing
Puducherry.
reached me.
Doesn't the Governor have control?
What reached me only when they were gazetted.
So you got to know about their appointment only after the 4th of July?
Yes.
After it was gazetted?
I got to know that finally they are gazetted.
Was 24 hours sufficient time to understand who is wrong or who is right.
So much happened during just that short period.
If the Speaker of the Assembly is refusing to swear them in, wouldn't it have been wiser to also take the other side of the opinion for the Lieutenant Governor before coming to a conclusion?
Which other side?
Why the Speaker is refusing to swear them in.
I see. So that means you hang on and you allow a lot of law and order issue to develop in the city?
What is the law and order issue?
That is for us to assess. And it was pretty well assessed.
So
information which I had access to is obviously not public.
So if I am to understand that if they had not been sworn in at 7:35 p.m. that day, there would have been a law and order issue.
Any delay would have only increased the law and order.
No, I fail to understand how a nominated MLA's appointment is linked to law and order.
Well, because the matter is all over and the heat is all over, you're able not to understand. But at that heat of the moment, only we could have felt the heat. There was enough law and order. In fact, it followed by a bandh. So
that was because the bandh was because they were appointed. The bandh, if their appointment had not happened at that time, if both sides had been consulted, if more time was probably taken, that bandh wouldn't have happened.
Well, I guess you're linking it with this. Bandh anyway would have happened.
No, the bandh happened because the resolution that was passed by the Chief Minister was because these nominated MLAs were appointed. It was not, because they were not appointed.
Maybe you're attributing the reason now.
Okay. So
it's now looking back. It's hindsight.
So you expected the Chief Minister to pass such a resolution in any case?
No.
Against the Lieutenant Governor's office?
I expected opposition to this anyway, because they did not nominate anybody. And whoever were nominated were not to their liking. This opposition would have been anyway there, whether for one reason or the other.
So what is also being said is the next day, the very next day, there was a hearing in the Madras High Court against the appointment of these three men. The hearing was on Wednesday and they are sworn in Tuesday night. Was it to avoid embarrassment on the court?
Well, I didn't look at that because there was no stay order.
Yeah, so the idea was that if the court hearing happens the next day, there might be a stay order. So there was an urgent swearing in the previous night.
There was no stay at the time of the oath. Matter over. There was no
exactly. So was the swearing in done to avoid the stay the next day?
No, it was in the larger interest of the law and order, which I had access to information, which you may not have had.
No, I don't understand that I can never have access to such kind of information. But can you explain to us what kind of, because I still cannot put these two things together. How
obviously you wouldn't be able to because you had no full information. But at that time, any delay would have only...
Can you explain to, I mean, I'm sure you cannot reveal the complete information because it's part of a law and order issue that you're talking about. But can you at least, so that people do understand how these two are linked, how much of it you can reveal?
No. The fact is, government of the day notified it. We could have delayed the notification because had they not notified, I couldn't have sworn them in. Right? But they notified it.
Okay.
After that, what's the reason for delay? And then after notification...
But the question is on the other side. What was the urgency to do it within a day?
What is the reason for delay?
You are asking... Because the government of the day is opposing. The speaker is refusing to swear in, by your own words. So, you know that there is a conflict, there is a problem.
The question is, where is the reason for delay? Why should you delay it? When you notified it, you swear them in. Give them a date. Give them the date. Had he given them the date, even if 2 days later, matter would have been over.
I do understand, but doesn't the speaker have the right to, say that I cannot swear you in at this point because I have such and such issues?
He did not say that. He said, we'll see when we do it, if we do.
So, but that means he has not refused either.
No, he said, we'll see.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That
so
means
how
he's
long?
Not refused.
The question is, how long? He gave them no confirmation date.
So, exactly. So, how long should have been, didn't the governor make efforts to find out how long?
What is justifiable? A delay or action?
Usually, the speaker swears in the MLAs. Now, for whatever reason of his, we don't know, he said, we will see. He has not said no, he has not said yes.
Well, in
that case, when the nominated MLAs are coming to
you have not read that complaint to me. Okay. You have not read that.
Yeah, you have, so you can tell me.
So that's exactly it. In a way, they clearly said that we do not know if ever he would even get us sworn in.
Excellent. So that is the MLA side of the story.
That's
but the
right.
speaker side of the story was never heard.
The point is, that's what is the question is, speaker had the initiative to swear them in. So why not ask him? Why didn't you give them a definite date?
No, I do understand, but my point again is that we never got into why he refused. Only when you do hear his side of the story do we understand whether these people were right.
Supposing I ask him why. How long do I wait for a reply?
That's for the governor to decide, but it was not asked at all.
No, the question is very clear. The intention is very clear.
The other question is, when 3 people are being selected as nominated MLAs of a house to be nominated without the public having voted for them, the idea is for us to pick illustrious people from society who can contribute to the assembly as a whole, contribute to the lawmaking process. Why is it that out of all the people in Puducherry, out of the 3 people who were selected, 2 of them were members of the BJP, the president and the treasurer?
Well, this is the discretion of the government of India, government in power in India. It's called this government of India. It says government of India.
It says central government.
Yes, that's right. So, and the central government
according to official definitions, if I'm not wrong, you can correct me, central government in Puducherry means the central government always acts through the administrator.
I'm sorry, it was central government of India. I'm sorry, I'm not government of India.
No, but in Puducherry, in the Union Territories Act, it says central government means there is a definitions clause.
I wish it would mean like that.
No, there is a definitions clause.
I said I wish it would mean like that.
The central government means the central government appointed administrator.
As I said.
You are the representative of the central government in Puducherry.
Quite right, but I'm a part of government of Puducherry. I wish this interpretation is valid. The power to appoint the 3 was of the central government, and they exercised that power.
So the Lieutenant Governor was not consulted at all?
Whether it's consulted or not is an issue between them and me.
Okay. So I'm asking you, were you consulted?
That's exactly what I'm saying. That's an issue between them and me.
Is that a no?
Neither is it a yes nor is it a no.
So are you refusing to answer that question?
There are certain matters between two officers or 2 officers.
No, I am not asking you to reveal the details of the letter, why these people were chosen. I am simply asking a question of were you consulted or were you not consulted?
As I said, this is a discretion of the government of India. That's a decision of the central government.
No, I'm just asking you a very plain question.
I've answered it plainly. It's a decision of the government of India.
So did the government of India consult the Lieutenant Governor?
Maybe they consulted even the Chief Minister.
No, the Chief Minister claims he was never consulted.
That's a claim.
So is the Chief Minister lying?
Have I said that?
I'm asking you.
I do not know.
You can say yes or no.
I do not know. But all I'm saying is what has transpired between me and the government of India is it internal information.
You said nothing is secret anymore. Everything is public. Well, everything is for the people to know.
Well, there is something called a conversation between certain 2 officers. Doesn't always have to go in public domain.
So there are certain, when the Lieutenant Governor feels that she does have to go in public domain and does have to do things in front of people, then it's fine. That's not a conversation between 2 officers anymore. But when it's between the Government of India and the Lieutenant Governor, that's a secret.
No, it's not. As I exactly said, what about, was the Chief Minister having any dialogue between Government of India on these matters?
He says no.
Well, that's what you think.
You've neither said yes
nor no. That's what you think.
No, I am only saying he said no.
I am saying I've only heard.
The question was whether the Government of India consulted the Chief Minister. He has said no. But when the question is whether the Government of India consulted the Governor, I don't have an answer from him.
That's exactly. Because there is always an element of information or a dialogue or a conversation which is respected. There's a respect to a particular discussion.
So you do think there is a possibility that the Chief Minister is lying when he says he says that he was not consulted?
Have I said that?
You said you don't know, which means there is a possibility.
I think you're just going around and round. I've said, please ask, maybe he's also discussed certain matters, maybe. Okay. I do not know.
No, the press has asked him and he has said no.
Well, then let's go by that.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was trying to say. So these 3 names, Mr. Swaminathan, Shankar and the others, when you did get to know that these were the, people, I'm not sure if you were consulted or not, but whether before or after, do you think they are very qualified to be nominated MLAs of this house?
This is their choice.
No, but I'm asking for your opinion.
Law, the rules, no rules ask for consultation, mandatory consultation. There are no rules and regulations on that.
Okay, I do understand that it's not mandatory. I'm just asking for your opinion as a concerned citizen of Puducherry, as the Lieutenant Governor, whether these people are, illustrious candidates for this post.
I have no business to comment on it now.
After they have been appointed. Because the criticism that is coming up is Mr. Swaminathan, the president of the BJP Puducherry, who is one of the nominated MLAs, he contested an election just a year ago and he lost deposit. He got 1,500 votes. So, but he has now found a backdoor entry into the house when the people have already rejected him.
Well, that's a discretion. I'm sure when the government of India nominated them, they knew all this, but this is their choice.
Do you think it's right?
I have said I have no business to comment on it. It's too late.
Saying this government is not stable, this government will change in a few months. Such comments are being given by the opposition. Do you feel that the government is giving a stable governance right now? You have a lot of questions to ask on government policies, on the decisions that are being taken by the government, which you do have a right to do, which nobody can deny as the Lieutenant Governor of Puducherry. But his grievance is that a lot of your queries are unnecessarily delaying welfare measures which need to reach the people. For example, waiver of cooperative loans or pension for elderly, or when these questions come, the Lieutenant Governor raises questions of finances or other issues, and invariably the scheme does not reach the people.
Probably you're not aware of reality. Your question probably are based on only one-sided information.
I'm asking you so you can explain.
Exactly. But all I would say is that when a file comes to you, it's your duty to apply your mind to the file.
Sure.
And when you apply your mind to the file, you will always, and if matters are not clear, you will ask questions.
Sure.
But all I can say is, we don't delay files. We don't delay files. But we ask questions which are in the interest of Puducherry, which are in the interest of administration of Puducherry, which are in the interest of good governance of Puducherry.
But the cooperative loan waiver has not reached the farmers. So that's a promise that was given by this government when they were elected in 2016.
Are you aware?
That's a promise they gave the people. They were voted into power based on that promise. Now the Chief Minister says that he is not able to fulfill the promise to his people because of the governor's intervention.
The question is that has he also told you what happened to that decision? Did he tell you that? You are only having limited information. The rules are that when there's a difference of opinion and difference of perception, what do?
Send it to the president.
That's right.
So this was sent to the president.
This has been sent to the president.
And still the replies are waited.
Absolutely.
So
that means the government of India, the president of India can decide either way.
Definitely. But what the Chief Minister says is that when such files are sent to the president's office, it's just sitting there. And now we're just waiting for for a reply from them. In the meanwhile, these schemes are not, going to the people. When he says, I was elected into this office on this promise, I have to deliver this promise to my people. Now, what do I tell them?
The promise is linked with the funds available. Do you have a printing press to publish? Print notes? Promises have to be met with money available in the kitty.
Wouldn't it have been better, maybe, you can have either opinion on this, to probably sit down with the Chief Minister and try to sort out differences before referring to the president? Because now that it has gone to the president, there is no coming back. We have to wait for his decision. But was there a dialogue between the governor and the Chief Minister on this? On any of the files for them?
The Chief Minister is always welcome to say, I want to meet the Lieutenant Governor. Please, I want to meet, give me the time. Always welcome, even now.
So when there is a file and the Lieutenant Governor is the person raising the query, wouldn't it, in the interest of the people of Puducherry, in order to resolve this issue, because if there is a loan waiver, there are certain people who are going to be benefited, or if it's a different scheme.
Ma'am, I've already answered your question that this matter is now with the government of India.
No, why not the governor take the initiative to solve it with the Chief Minister?
As I've already told you, the Chief Minister is always open to say, when can I meet you, ma'am? You're welcome.
Okay, but why not the initiative be taken from the government?
I see. So every time I say, please come.
You have the right to summon the Chief Minister.
That's right. So both ways it's open.
No, you do understand. Now you're putting it open to the Chief Minister to come and approach you.
Yes.
But you could have also approached him to solve the problem in the interest of Puducherry.
That's right. But then could he not have taken initiative? Because it's he who's wanting a promise to be fulfilled.
So you are willing to engage with the Chief Minister and his council if they do approach you?
Always.
Okay. The leader of the Puducherry legislature, the ADMK leader, has gone on record several times. A lot of other opposition parties have gone on record saying this government is not stable. This government will change in a few months. Such comments are being given by the opposition. Do you feel that the government is giving a stable governance right now?
Well, they are stable in numbers right now.
So you don't...
They enjoy the confidence of the numbers in the assembly, as far as I'm concerned.
So you don't feel that there is any threat to the government stability?
I'm not aware, unless there's a shift and something comes to us saying, sorry, there are number shifts and they are now a minority. That stage hasn't come. Nothing like this has come to me.
Okay.
I only read in the newspapers.
Moving beyond Puducherry, the question of stability has also risen in Tamil Nadu. When Ms. Jayalalitha was the chief minister and she was admitted in hospital, you did visit her also, and you had some words of praise also to say about her. Now that she is not at the helm of affairs anymore, how do you think Tamil Nadu has shaped up post Jayalalitha? The post Jayalalitha Tamil Nadu, how do you see the political situation?
I don't know. I don't wish to comment on Tamil Nadu politics. Okay. I have no insights into it, and only reading newspapers, I think, doesn't make sense.
So the other issue that I wanted to ask you about is you had come out openly in support of IPS officer Rupa for having reported certain anomalies that she saw in Bengaluru prison about special facilities being given to Ms. Sashikala and other things. But on the same issue, the DGP of the concerned prison, Mr. Satyanarayana, has also gone on record to say that no such facilities were awarded, and he's even actually gone on record to say that he will sue Ms. Rupa for defamation. There is one IPS officer who is trying to say that there are certain anomalies in the prison. Well, there is another IPS officer, in fact a rank above her, who is saying nothing of the sort happened and I will sue this officer. Now, which officer do we believe as people? How does this dynamic work?
I would go by her visit to the prison. She's directly visited the prison and she's been courageous enough to report the wrongs in the prison. And she's standing by her report. I would go by that instinctively as prima facie, because she's gone, there's evidence of she having gone to the prison, and then she's recorded it. I think that's what she's done. Extraordinary thing by recording it. She's not made verbal, she's put it in writing. That's why she alone can defend it.
Right. But Mr. Satyanarayana is the DGP of the same prison. He has also visited the same prison several times. He's also gone on record to say that I have been there, I have seen certain other violations by Mr. Telgi, which I have also asked them to correct. So it's not like Mr. Satyanarayana has never been to the prison.
All I know is that these things don't happen just overnight. They should have been not possible at all.
Exactly. So which means both of them would have been privy to information. But there are two different officers giving two different versions.
I've already again answered it, that she has observed and she's reported, while the DGP has not seen and he's defending himself. Let the matter, I think the matter...
He has also seen, he has seen the prison. He is the DGP of prisons, while he's denying it. Now, my only question from the point of view of public is both of them are IPS officers, both of them are notable officers. Isn't the public are the people in a kind of confusion of which officer to believe when two officers take such...
I think the matter are now properly under inquiry, and you'll know once the report comes.
Okay, so we'll wait for the report. The other thing about Ms. Rupa's issue is that now she's been transferred to the traffic wing from prisons, which a lot of people had also spoken up against, including you. Yeah. But what Mr. Satyanarayana and the ADMK are also saying is that even after being transferred to traffic, Ms. Rupa is continuing to talk about this issue. She's giving media interviews. She's talking about the facilities that were given to Sashikala in prison, going into details of, what happened. Do you think that is right by the conduct rules?
That's her choice.
But by the conduct rules?
That's her choice. I don't think that bars it.
The Chief Minister himself has said that her speaking to media is a cause of concern.
I've already answered. It doesn't bar her. She's explaining whatever she has written. It doesn't bar her explaining and clarifying.
But don't the conduct rules specifically state that such media interviews need to be avoided by serving officers?
I don't think so.
There are conduct rules that state that a serving officer cannot speak against the government.
I've already said I don't think so.
You had also given a statement in support of actor Kamal Haasan, who had spoken up against corruption charges in Tamil Nadu government and so. But Mr. Kamal Hassan, while in Rupa's case, like you just said, she has recorded it in a report in writing, while Mr. Kamal Hassan has not given any kind of evidence of such corruption happening. Do you think it is his prerogative to provide evidence?
Everybody has a right to raise issues as they deem fit. He has a right to raise issues as he deems fit, as he feels.
Okay. So, but when there is no evidence, isn't that seen as an empty accusation?
As again I said, everybody has a right to raise issues as they deem fit.
My final question to you is, you had already written an open letter citing that you will you have fixed your tenure till 2018 May. When you complete 2 years, that will be the end of your term as Lieutenant Governor. Why, may I ask?
Because Puducherry may not need me more than 2 years after. It may not need me.
You think your job here will be done in 2 years?
I think Puducherry may not need me after 2 years.
Okay. Why, may I ask again?
I think so.
So, after 2018, is it back to electoral politics? Is it mainstream politics? What is it going to be?
Let that time come.
So, you will decide in 2018?
It's far away still.
Thank you very much, Dr. Kiran Bedi, for joining the show. Thanks a lot for spending time with us.